What's going on, Guardians? This is Corman here, bringing you a Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be showing you how to solo the Nightfall Savathun song. We're going to go ahead and set up our scorecard. I'm going to be using Solar Singe as well as Heavyweight. I'm going to use Extinguish. This is a how-to solo guide after all. And for my other multiplier, I'm going to go ahead and use Grounded. I'm going to set up a 20 power handicap. If you are going for a score of 100,000 or higher, I would recommend having a score multiplier of at least 3. For my loadout, I'm going to be using Bygones with Outlaw Kill Clip, as well as Nation of the Beast. If you don't have Nation of Beasts, that's fine. I would recommend any weapon with Arc Energy, and you could use a Scout Rifle or Hand Cannon, something to fight at range. I'm also going to be using Whisper of the Worm. For my super, I'm going to be using Top Tree Sentinel, as well as Magnetic Grenades. And with that, let's jump into it. We're going to go ahead and fast forward through this opening bit. There are two versions of the Nightfall at the beginning. There's a Hive version and a Fallen version. The differences being, in the Fallen version there are 2 Shanks with a Solar Overshield, and for the Hive it's 2 Knights with Arc Overshields. As you can see, we have the Fallen version. I like to use this little area to protect. As you can see, I missed most of my shots, but it's fine. I would recommend clearing all the adds in this back room. I go ahead and take out these bombs. You don't have to, but I don't like being slowed, so I'll shoot them all out. Once you clear all the adds, you want to hack the wall, and then immediately push back to where we entered. I like to use this back area. It's easier to control the adds. You'll have fewer swarm you at once, whereas if you stand out in the open, they could all rush you. If this doesn't work out for you, you can push further back into the map onto that backside on the right, and that's when you would need your scout rifle or sniper rifle to take out adds. I am also using One-Eyed Mask. As you can see, that helps. I can overextend plays. If you are taking too much damage and you need to fall back, you can hide behind this sign in this back corner, and it makes the adds more manageable. As you can see, the second wave has dropped off the large Shanks. You will have a minute before it pushes up to you, so go ahead and take this time to clear adds and secure your space. With Solar Singe, it does only take 2 shots from Whisper to take out the Shank. And as you can see, that back area was able to save me. Once you've taken out the smaller enemies, go ahead and take out that Shank. And before you approach the door, do make sure all adds are down. You don't want any to sneak up from behind. Since it was the Fallen version, when the doors open up, there will be orange bar acolytes that shoot solar. If it's the Hive version, it would be 2 waves of Thrall. Once you pass the threshold of that second door, that is when the back doors open. And once they open, I recommend taking out the Ogre as quickly as possible. There are 2 wizards, one that will be to the right and one that will be to the left. I would recommend taking out both of them before moving forward. For this middle part, there are 2 versions as well, a Hive and a Fallen. The ad spawns are in the same place for either version. When you get into this next room, there will be some ads up here to the top left. I focus on them first. There are a few downstairs as well, but since they're below you, they cannot shoot you. Now when you reach the top of this slight ramp here, you'll notice that there's a wizard. If you don't shoot him or engage with it at all, it will ignore you the entire time. You can even shoot the ads that are right next to it. If you are using magnetic grenades, one stuck grenade will be enough to kill it. You go up top and you pick up the void charge, head down the stairs and drop it. I like to go to the back left because I can use this pillar to block the Shrieker's shots. When doing this though, be mindful of that opening to your left. Any of the acolytes that are there can shoot you. Once you've cleared out all the ads, go ahead and go back up the stairs and pick up the void charge. Once you have it, you can go to the right or the left. You just want to stay behind that pillar. Just wait for your health to regenerate and a slight break in the firing from the Shrieker. And just go on down and scan this relic. Go ahead and pull up a chair, read a book, or take a nap. It does take your ghost a few moments to finish scanning this and tell you where to go. Once I go through this room, I like to use this object to keep the ads separated. You'll have ads in the back and up in the front. Once you clear the back of the room, push forward to the front. Now if you are using a scorecard with a different multiplier, you can melee these crystals to conserve ammo. That would be helpful if you're using Phantom. Once the door is down, there is an ogre right outside. I don't suggest shooting it while it's to the right. When it staggers, it will be blocked by that pillar. None of the ads can shoot you while you're in that back room, so you can't take the time to line up your shot. Most of the ads are down here to the right. I use that lip in front to block the majority of those shots. The only thing you'll have to contend with are the solar grenades that the acolytes fire. You'll see that there were two knights in the back there. You can go ahead and ignore them for now. Go to the left and clear this walkway. As you can see, approaching from the right, one of the knights, only one of the two will push forward. Go ahead and take him down. Be sure to utilize your grenades better than I can. I think I use them to serve as a distraction, more than anything. Now when you push up this walkway, there will be an ogre. Sometimes he's in those palm trees, but this time he was in the back. Go ahead and take him out, but don't take too much time focusing on him, because a few knights have spawned that have swords, and they will push you. I like to stay in this back area. There's a wall there that will block the boomer from the knight in the back. Once you take out the two sword knights, go ahead and push to the back to that last knight. Once you take out the knight, you'll push to the next area. There'll be two wizards. There's one in the front here, and one that usually stays in the back. Once you take out that front wizard, start making your way to the stairs and begin fighting up them. Now you don't have to shoot out those traps. I choose to, because somehow I always get stuck in those two traps. And there's the first trap. And of course, I magically get stuck in the second. In this next area, I like to throw a grenade. It keeps them in that back room and they won't cross the threshold of that door. In this next area, there will be two knights. There'll be an orange bar knight directly in front of you, and there will be a red bar knight off to the right. You can use that little area in front of you to block their shots. I recommend staying down here until you take out both knights. Now in this next area, you'll see that there are two wizards. I accidentally shot them. If you don't, they will just stay still and ignore you, like the wizard in the first room. When engaging, I like to stay off to the right here, because you can use the wall to block their fire. Now if you're better with grenades than I am, and you manage to stick them, one magnetic grenade will kill one and take off the shields of the other. That was my futile attempt to take out the trap before it gets me. Once you cross this threshold right here, the thrall in the back of the room will spawn. You do have a few minutes before they make it up to you, so you can focus on the wizard. Once you take out the thrall, go ahead and pick up the void charge. Once you see the ad spawn, go ahead and drop it and begin to clear the enemies. Make sure you go up into this hallway and take out all the enemies as well, reloading while you have the chance. Once you've cleared the hallway, you can move forward and see that there are no ads in this next room. So you'll have to go back and pick up the void charge. Now that you see that the enemies have spawned, there are going to be 3 ogres. You can one-shot crit the ogres, but as you can see, you can also 3-shot body shot them. Which is the point of a sniper rifle, right? You want a body, not headshot? Almost had my redemption. Go ahead and push forward. I use this right side because you can use the doorway to block the Shrieker shots. Once you've cleared all the acolytes, go back and pick up the void charge. I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do this. Once you pick up the void charge, you can drop it and then pick it back up before the timer runs out. But since I'm just going for a clear and I'm not concerned about my points, I go ahead and just go back for it. Once you get back here, move back into the room immediately before the Shriekers notice you're there. I hide behind this pillar. As you can see, it blocks their shots, and it gives you time to regenerate and wait for a block on their shots. If you do push too far forward, just get closer to the wall, and then move further until they're both out of sight. And then push forward. And that's why I use Top Tree Sentinel, because I can place a warded dog. I have not tried with a Hunter or a Warlock, but I would imagine Well of Radiance would give you the buff you need to be able to plant. And for a Hunter, I believe if you go Invis, you should be able to deposit. If you're a Hunter, I wouldn't recommend Extinguish, because as long as both Shriekers explode before you die, it counts as killing them, and you will spawn in this room. And then just go ahead and take out these two wizards. If you do spawn in that room, none of the pathways will be open, so you will not be able to use this wall right here to block their shots. There are different architecture in that room that you can hide behind. If you are using Hunter, make sure you have Vortex Grenade equipped. I just hit one of them square in the face. This next area has the wanted enemy. You can kill it if you like. I chose to leave it alone. I just killed the Cursed Thrall while I waited. As you can see where it spawns, you can use the ceiling there to block its shots, as well as this little stand. Now that it's in the next room, all you have to do is pass through this doorway and then immediately return back. And that will cause the Cursed Thrall to spawn. And then you can use this doorway to continue blocking the wizard's shots. Now that it's moved into the boss room, it should just about be gone. Make sure you shoot out that crystal and immediately ready your heavy. If you do have the catalyst on Whisper of the Worm, you'll notice that Whispered Breathing absolutely melts it. It does almost a third of its health. Be sure to watch out for Thrall, as they will spawn once it teleports. I like to stay back where we entered. You can use this archway to shoot from the left and from the right at the enemies. There are two knights that spawned. Go ahead and save at least one of them for last, because once you kill both of them, that is when the next DPS phase begins. Be mindful of those solar grenades. They do hit like a truck. Now that I've cleared most of the ads, I go ahead and focus on the first knight. I then push forward and I use this architecture to begin clearing the next wave. Be mindful that there will still be Thrall. And then once it moves middle, you can finish the Nightfall right here. I chose not to make sure that we had the full fight. And then by staying back in this front area, the ogres have spawned, but you do have some time before they push up to you. So just go ahead and make sure your area is safe. And if you're actually good with a sniper and can land all your crits, it's only one crit to take out these ogres. Once you kill all 3 ogres, the next DPS phase will begin. Once it moves middle, it immediately moves back. You'll see that these void orbs have spawned. Make sure you take out all of them, or as many as you can. As you can see, I had an overshield, and 3 of them was able to take away the entire overshield. Continue throwing the best grenade you've ever seen. There are quite a few Thrall that spawn when that wizard spawns. Just make sure you clear all of them, that way they don't stack up on you. Once you take out that wizard, the next void charge spawns. Go ahead and take out all the Thrall before grabbing it. I like to stick off to the right here. It provides cover from its fire. I pick up the void charge and immediately move right. There will be 2 wizards that spawn, one to the left and one to the right. You'll want to make sure that you take out both of them because the poison cloud does slow you. And if you look, the one to the right isn't in its normal position. It is in the middle though. Once you've killed both of them, make sure you have all of your ammo. Then you pick up the void charge and begin charging towards the boss. And this is where I place another Ward of Dawn. Then just look back mid and finish the fight. If you do need to take additional time to clear out the boss, just know that it will spawn the void orbs again, and you will need to shoot them all down before they reach you. It will also spawn waves of enemies that are cursed Thrall. And that is how you solo the Nightfall Savathun song.